I told her I wasn't in her HOA, and she called the cops like I'd just confessed to a crime. I was sweaty, holding a rake, barely done cleaning up my own yard, and suddenly this woman I'd never seen was shouting at me about bylaws like she ran the whole county. At first, I thought maybe she was confused. Then I thought maybe I was. But when she said, "People like you always cause problems," I realized this wasn't just about rules. Something was seriously wrong here. What would you have done if the cops showed up over something this ridiculous? I was just fixing my fence when Cynthia Cole showed up, with half the neighborhood trailing behind her like some kind of parade. She pointed straight at my lake and announced to everyone within earshot, "HOA amenity right here." I stopped hammering and looked up at her. Really? She's claiming my lake belongs to the HOA? I'd been getting these ridiculous warning letters for weeks about supposed violations on my property, with Cynthia insisting that some boundary redraw had magically swept my ranch into their little kingdom. The whole situation felt surreal, like watching someone try to steal your car while you're sitting in the driver's seat. The whole thing started because Cynthia wanted my lake as an amenity to boost home prices in her real estate listings. She'd been president of the Willowbrook Heights HOA for 3 years, and apparently decided that wasn't enough power for one person. Now, she was standing there in her pressed khaki pants and matching polo shirt, clipboard clutched to her chest like a shield, telling me how things were going to work. "You need to follow community standards just like everyone else, Jack," she said, her voice carrying that fake sweetness that makes your teeth hurt. I had to wonder if she practiced that tone in the mirror. I kept working on the fence post, not looking up. "That's interesting, Cynthia, because I'm not in your HOA." The words came out calm and steady, but I could feel the tension shift in the air around us. She went quiet for exactly 3 seconds, and I could practically hear the gears grinding in her head as she processed what I'd just said. Then her face flushed red, and she started fumbling with her phone like it was a loaded weapon. "We'll see about that," she snapped, and before I knew it, she was dialing 911, 911, over a property boundary disagreement. I actually had to stop and stare at her after that one. The little crowd that had gathered started murmuring among themselves, some looking confused, others nodding along with Cynthia, like this was perfectly normal behavior. But trust me, what happened when the cops actually showed up turned this from absurd to explosive. Hit the link in the comments to see it unfold.